we need to be careful with that. I'm tempted to even just turn off him healing himself, because I feel like he's gonna do that way too often. I'm not sure if I can set it so that he doesn't heal himself when he has blood magic activated. If any of you guys know a clever way of doing that, let me know, because I am quite curious. Okay. Nope, nothing else. Alright. Let's get to the bottom of this, folks. There's an awful lot of bones and skeletons here. And a hanged tomb of some sort. Hanged sarcophagus.
It's done.
Thank you, Izzy. Oh boy. Oh, a revenant. Great. Yeah, Meryl, could you please? Meanwhile, we're gonna debuff this thing like nobody's business. And you're gonna kill this thing. Take that. And have a wounding arrow too, while we're at it. Come on, Izzy. Take him out. Good stuff. Alright, good. Woo! Good stuff. That could have ended poorly if we hadn't taken out that revenant. Nice. Whoa. Oh, Arcane Horror. They just don't quit. Come on, Seb. Nice. Yeah, he was no match for us whatsoever. The Demon's Gift? Before the first blight, there lived an old man and woman. One day, a beautiful stranger came to their house seeking shelter. The old man and woman gave her food to eat and a downy mattress to sleep upon. In return, she offered them a golden mirror that would grant 3 wishes. Looking into the mirror, the woman frowned at her wrinkles and gray hair. "I wish I were young again," she said. Suddenly, the face of a lovely maiden stared back at her. The man angrily grabbed the mirror, saying, "You're so selfish! You could have given youth to us both! I wish you weren't so stupid!" At once, the woman was brilliant beyond measure and saw that her husband had never loved her. He tolerated her only because her age and ignorance made his own seem less by comparison. Angry now, the old woman grabbed for the mirror. At the same time, they both said, "I hate you. I wish that you get exactly what you deserve." With that, they were back together, both ugly and old, but now knowing exactly how much contempt they had for each other. Wow. That's a pretty depressing story.
Your son, slave driver.
Oh, you like it, Izzy. You know you do. Alright. Nothing else in these chambers, right? Rubble. Looks like we're close. Lady Harimann. And now we're loading. And loading.
Starkhaven will not submit. I put that idiot Goran Vale into the prince's seat, but the other families won't heed him. I must marry him to Flora and solidify our hold. but I need more power.
I've given you much. Your desires run deep. You've already traded your husband and your children.
What?
What more can you offer?
Alright, Clive is not happy with this because, yes, as a blood mage, he makes deals with demons, but he never lets demons... I think he's making it a point to not allow demons to get him to sell out his own family and friends. That's just something that he would not allow a demon to do, which is why he's not very happy with this Lady Harimann at the moment.
At the Blooming Rose, 50 silvers standard for a whore.
Nice.
You'll hardly find my services standard.
Oh, really?
Who is this? Who are you? How did you get here? Sebastian.
You were my mother's friend. How could you murder her?
Such an ugly word. I prefer remove the only obstacle between her and her dreams.
This was your idea.
I could create such desires if I wished. But it's far easier to nurture those that already exist.
That's true.
The desire for power is easy to find. You and your friend both possess it, do you not? You both wish to rise.
Well, Clive does, but only when the cost isn't so great. He definitely, likes the idea of growing stronger, but, there's definitely lines that he wouldn't cross.
Not if it meant selling out my family.
Exactly.
How loyal were your friends to you? Everyone has a price. Everyone wants something.
Do not listen to her.
Oh, such a pious soul, masking so much ambition. Are you so different from my lady? You yearn for the same lands, the same power.
I am the rightful heir. She is a usurper and murderer.
You swore to put aside worldly goods and ambitions, but they couldn't stop you from wanting them.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's normal for people to want things. It's normal for people to be tempted, but what matters ultimately is whether they actually do what they're tempted to do. Yeah, Clive could just tell Sebastian not to listen to her, but this is faster and more to the point. Yeah, I'm tired of talking to you. Die.
I will hear no more from you.
Yeah. So, Allure. Sebastian plus 10. Nice. Yeah, Allure, you're gonna get your butt handed to you. I am going to spread this. Yeah, and take that. Yeah. All right. We're gonna do this, and Meryl, why don't you throw that down, and you're gonna throw this down. Yeah. Take out that Desire Demon. So much for her. Oh, where did Lady Harimann go? She just makes things a lot more complicated. I wonder if I can control her. Oh, look, I blood-slaved Lady Harimann. How awesome is that? That is so awesome. Nice. That's so hilarious that I was able to, just for a little while at least. Go, Hawke, go. Good stuff. Not so tough, are you, Lady Harimann?
Let us return to the Chantry. I must pray for Lady Harimann's soul.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Allore's Crook. Allore's Crook. Plus 38 mana stamina. That's pretty good. Plus 5 mana stamina regeneration rate. 35 spirit damage. You need 34 magic for it, though. We're gonna keep that for the time being. And mine should be leveling up. Improves with level up. If I swap it and put it back... Alright, well maybe it is leveling up and... Wait. Yeah, it's probably is leveling up. I just don't know it. Okay. Yeah, back to the Harimann estate.
Let us return to the Chantry. I must pray for Lady Harimann's soul.
Yeah. Vestments of the fur, superior boots. Yeah.
Sebastian, I am so sorry is such an inadequate word. When I think what Mother made us do, what those creatures made us do.
We were friends, Flora.
It was like a cloud came down on me. All I could feel or think was what the demon allowed.
Did your mother order the attack on Sebastian's family?
She did. You know Mother, Sebastian. She was always jealous of your parents. The demon twisted that until it was all she could think of. She was determined to seize Starkhaven for herself.
Was your mother a mage? How did she find this demon?
We've never had magic in our line. Perhaps that made Mother too confident. She thought she could deal with the demon and not fall prey to it. Those ruins there were unearthed when we expanded the house. Mother found the demon inside. I think she had signed her bargain before we even knew.
Don't blame your mother. The Desire Demon made this happen.
I doubt many people will be so forgiving. If it takes every last coin my family owns, I will make reparations to everyone we've wronged. Starting with you, Sebastian. We weren't the only ones vying for Starkhaven. If you face more opposition, you have my support.
Oh.
It will not make up for what happened.
No, that's true.
I'll tell you when I need you.
Cool.
Let us return to the Chantry. I must pray for Lady Harimann's soul.
Back to the Chantry. I think it's this way. I think. Yeah, this is where they were trying to melt the gold and all that good stuff. I'm getting all twisted around. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Okay. Now where to? Yeah, we have to get back to the Chantry to wrap things up. Let's take a shortcut through Fenris's mansion, surprisingly. Yeah. Shortcut.
There are still many refugees that need help. We all must do our...
I notice you talk about vulgar things quite a bit.
Do you want me to stop? Do I make you uncomfortable?
It was just an observation, really.
It's a bad habit I picked up spending years with foul-mouthed pirates. Pirates only care about a small number of very specific things. The sea, strong drink, and booty. Both kinds.
Right.
I had hoped prayer might cleanse me of the Desire Demon's touch. but I still hear her voice so clearly. I feel like I've bathed in filth that will never come off.
Ah, don't worry about it too much. Don't worry your pretty little head there, Sebastian.
Watch behind the ears. Evil usually gets stuck there.
The demon didn't lie. I used to be bitterly jealous of my brother. I wanted to be prince. Now everything he had is mine. And he lies in ashes. I keep asking myself, do I want this because it's right? Or simply to have what I never thought I could?
Aren't you your parents' heir?
I'm the youngest son of 3. My parents were rather traditional. They wanted the heir and the spare, and I was left in the cold. They put me in the chantry to prevent my competing with my brothers.
Oh, that's a little different from, you know, the book that we read about. I mean, they didn't mention that part in the book when about the Stark, the Vale family.
You seem very dedicated to the Chantry. You were put there against your will.
At first. But it was the best thing that could have happened. I was a wild boy, a shame to my family. The Chantry made me a man. It's odd. When I wanted to rule, I would have been terrible at it. Now that I might be decent, I don't know if it's the right thing to do.
I mean, it's really cliche, but Clive thinks that, yeah, this is true.
It's the wisdom not to want power that lets you use it wisely.
You didn't feel what that demon stirred in me. It cannot be right to lead any army to Starkhaven with such doubt in my heart. I owe you more than I can say, Hawke. I will offer my service to you here before I move on.
And I'm sure Hawke will be accepting your service many times from here on out.
Killing a few hundred more bandits ought to help you make up your mind.
You do have a unique way of working out your inner struggles, Hawke. Enough of this. I will make no decision today.
Fair enough. Sebastian, friendship 10. Nice. Sebastian and Hawke are really hitting it off. Come on, Sebastian, why weren't we hanging out before this? Why didn't we become friends within the last 3 years? Seriously.
A demon behind the attack on Sebastian's family. Truly, whatever has happened in Kirkwall has thinned the veil. I must pray to Andraste for guidance.
I think this is yours.
My grandfather's bow, but where did you get it?
One of the Flint Company men did some looting. I figured I'd return the favor.
Thank you. It's hard to mourn the loss of a thing while my family lies dead. But I did think of it.
What's the story behind that bow?
As the youngest son, it was my place to lead Starkhaven's militia. But I never had a talent for swordplay. Too much getting hit. My grandfather said the bow is the wise man's weapon. You can defend your city without opening its gates. Grandfather said the day I could pull the string on his bow, it would be mine.
Then why didn't you have it with you?
I was 13 when my grandfather made me that promise. I would rise at dawn to practice my shots until I could hit the eye slit of a helmet from the top of the ramparts.
Wow.
But my parents pledged me to the Chantry before I could show him.
Oh, that's too bad.
Were you and your grandfather close?
He was a man of the world, Prince of Starkhaven. But he had the most unshakable faith in the Maker. When my parents threatened to pledge me to the Chantry, he told me he'd gladly trade his title for a life of contemplation.
Huh.
The Maker ordained a place for each of us, I remember him saying. We have only to serve.
I'm sorry I never got a chance to meet them, to save them.
I know. You're a true friend, Hawke.
Oh.
You brought me this to remember and honor them. But if I could bring back our lowest servant by snapping it in half, I'd do it without regrets.
I hear you there. Ooh, Starkhaven longbow. Beautiful, Seb. Alright. before we end, there's one more thing I wanted to do. Because I think we still need to... We still have a bunch more companions that want to talk to us, like Varric, Anders, Izzy. Wow, there's a lot of people we need to talk to still. Let's start with Anders and just end it with Anders.
We're here to serve the makeup, sir. What are you here for?
I was here to see my friend Sebastian, who's right next to me right now, apparently. Yeah, we'll go to Anders and probably call it a day. Anders Clinic. Hey, Andy. Long time no speak.
And that will, stop the itch.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. Though I would stay away from women you meet in the port. Pirates tend to dock in unsavory places.
I heard that.
Just use the salve if it comes back.
Sexyschal Bran.
Excuse me.
I had no idea. Goodness.
Things just keep getting worse. I had Templars practically on my doorstep the other night.
The Templars are hunting you?
Not me specifically. They were just checking the refugee camps. But it's not like this place is a secret. It's only a matter of time.
Don't tell me these things. I might have to lock you up to keep them off you.
They're not so much interested in me as destroying my kind and all I represent. The Knight Commander is out of control. Even her own people have been talking about it. The curfews, the midnight raids on mages' families. Everyone I know forced into hiding so they won't be made tranquil.
Justice must not know where to turn first.
In the Fade, there is no time. Emotion rules everything. Justice doesn't know how to sit idle until the right moment to strike. And I can't say I have any greater patience. I fear what my anger has made of my friend.
Yeah, I think over the years, Clive has... He's not a big fan of justice. You know, remember, I mean, he didn't befriend justice like Angelus did. So, to Clive right now, Clive sees justice as no more than a spirit who turned demon that's now controlling poor Anders here. Like, you know, it's one thing to be a blood mage and make a deal with a demon. It's another thing to have something that, in his eyes, is essentially a demon inside of you. And, you know, being one with you, mind and body. Like, that's what really bothers Clive a lot. This comment is more geared towards... It's more geared towards justice and less towards Anders.
You may split hairs over what sort of spirit lives in you, but it seems more demonic every day.
Justice is no demon. He is an ideal that men have striven to reach and never managed. I have not attacked the Templars openly. I've helped the mages here as best I can, but this impasse cannot last. You're at as much risk as I am.
I know.
That's what I worry. What if your money and position aren't enough? What if the Knight Commander turns on you? Everything I've done to control this. I don't care. I would drown us in blood to keep you safe.
That's an interesting comment, Andy. I mean, Clive is very touched and thinks it's really sweet that you do, you know, virtually anything to keep him safe, but drown us in blood to keep us safe. That's an interesting choice of words there, Andy. But the problem is, Andy, here Clive is worrying that the things that Anders is saying and the things that his behavior and his overall outlook, yes, some of it might be rooted to, you know, his own personal thoughts and beliefs, but he believes that a lot of it is fueled by justice. A lot of it just like the desire demons. I mean, like that allure desire demon said, like she's more effective when the desire is already there within a human. So she just goes in and just makes that desire grow and perpetuates it into so that it becomes stronger. And that's what he thinks Justice is doing. Like, sure, Anders probably has these views about trying to liberate mages, but he believes it's Justice that's been, you know, egging him on, and in Clive's mind is a bad influence on Anders. You know, now me as the player, I have a little bit more of an insight over Justice and his, you know, his history and all that good stuff. But this is all stuff that Clive doesn't know. So as far as Clive is concerned, he thinks there has to be a way that Justice can get taken out of Anders eventually, because he thinks Anders is losing control. And he doesn't think it's necessarily Anders' fault.
This is Justice talking, not you.
We are the same. It is my passion for this cause that drives him.
I don't think so.
I will not give up this fight, Hawke. Know this now. One day, everyone in Kirkwall will have to choose a side.
Yeah, Anders' rival is 20. Now, it's interesting that Anders says one day everyone in Kirkwall will take a side, because some of you might think that Clive doesn't seem to be taking either side at all. Like, he's not fully siding with the mages, and he's not fully siding with the Templars. But the way Clive sees it, he is taking a side. He's taking a side against people who are outright batch stuff crazy, you know? Whether you're a mage or a Templar. Like, if you are, you know, unreasonable and, you know, if you are a complete jerkface, it doesn't matter if you're a mage or a Templar. Clive will be against you. So he is taking a side. He's taking the side of the reasonable people of Kirkwall, the innocent and reasonable people of Kirkwall, and that can be both mages and Templars alike. So you just have to understand.
The Templars have become more active in their hunt for me. I won't be able to stay here long.
Oh, poor Andy. It's alright, Andy. I'm sure Clive will think of something to help you with that. Clive really wants to help Anders a lot, because he feels bad for Anders because he's got that spirit thing in his head, and I don't know, that doesn't sit well with Clive at all. So anyway, thanks guys for watching this episode of Gay Let's Play Dragon Age 2. Tune in next time, folks, and until then, love yourselves and love each other.